morning, dear students. Today we are going to study from Geography, chapter number 4, Structure of Ocean Floor. You all must have visited seashores, and it is really fun to observe the waves and the sound of the waves. The seashores look really beautiful. In this chapter, we are going to study what lies beneath the sea waters, what lies beneath the oceans. Some facts which we already know: continents and oceans are a part of the lithosphere and hydrosphere respectively. Continents and oceans lie on plates. During low tides, the level of ocean water goes down and the land below the water near the coast is exposed. Ships wreck when they strike against the rocks in the ocean. Our planet Earth consists of land and water. We can say continents and oceans. The land comes under lithosphere and the water bodies comes under hydrosphere. Whenever there are low tides, the level of the water in the oceans go down and the land below the water near the coast is exposed. Under the oceans, there are big rocks and mountains also present. And sometimes it happens that the ships strike on the rocks. The surface of the earth is occupied by land and water. There is land below the ocean too. Even if the water has the same level, the land submerged is not even. You can try one activity to observe the surface of the water. You can take a container and put some small stones, some bigger size of stones in the container and pour water in it. From top, you can see the water level is same. It is not up and down. The level of the water is same. But under the water, there are stones, big stones also. So the water is not taking any different shape because there are stones in the water. The surface of the water is same level. The level of water and land is uneven. This is in terms of earth. We know that the proportion of water and land is uneven on the earth. Around 71% of the surface is covered by water, but there is land even below this water. But like water, it is not at the same level. We classify the various landforms on the earth on the basis of altitudes. That means on the basis of their height. A similar classification can be done for landforms submerged under the water. So the landforms above the water, we can name it as hills, mountains, plains, plateaus, seashores, etc. Okay. Same way, under the water also, we can name the landforms. So when we'll finish the lesson, that time you can fill in the boxes. Our first topic is the relief of ocean floor. Land submerged below oceanic water is called the ocean floor. The relief of ocean floor is decided upon by the depth from the sea floor and the shape of the land there. The average depth of the ocean is around 3,700 meters. The ocean bed is also uneven like the land on the continents. So here you can see the land under the ocean. This is the submerged land under the ocean. This is the level of the water, the surface of the water here. And you can see the land is not same. It is up and down, uneven. The ocean floor relief consists of all submerged landforms. The structure of the ocean floor differs from ocean to ocean. As we go away from the coast, the structure of the ocean floor changes. Continental shelf. The land near the coast and submerged under the sea is called continental shelf. That means the closest one part of the land is the continental shelf. This is the shallowest part of the ocean bed. It is also called submerged coastland. Its slope is gentle. See here, the slope is gentle. It is very close to the land. The extent of the continental shelf is not uniform everywhere. It differs from place to place. It is narrow along the coasts of some continents, while it is broad for hundreds of kilometers at others. Its depth is up to 200 meters below the sea level. The continental shelf is very important from the point of view of humans. Extensive fishing grounds are found in the continental shelf. As this part is shallow, the sunlight reaches its bed. Algae, plankton, etc. grow here. This is food for fish, and that is why fishing is done in the continental shelf. Natural gas, mineral oil, and various minerals can be obtained by mining the continental shelf. For example, Mumbai High located on the continental shelf of the Arabian Sea. It is a source from where we obtain mineral oil and natural gas. So continental shelf is very important for human beings. The requirements of humans like fishing, natural gas and oil can be found in the continental shelf. Many occupations get benefit through continental shelf. Next is continental slope. After the extent of continental shelf is over, the slope of the seabed becomes steeper. This is called continental slope. As you can see in the diagram, after the continental shelf is over, a steep is there. A sudden slope we can find here. So this is known as the continental slope. The depth of the slope is from 200 meters to 3,600 meters. In some places, it is more. The continental slope is narrow. The lower boundary of continental slope is considered to be the boundary of continents. Abyssal plains. Beyond the continental slope, Here lie the abyssal plains, which are the flat part of the seabed. The abyssal plains consist of various submerged landforms like hills, plateaus, etc. Mountain ranges and plateaus. The hills and mountains found on the ocean bed are called submerged hills and mountains. That means there are mountains and hills present under the oceans, and they are known as submerged hills and mountains. These hills are hundreds of kilometers wide and thousands of kilometers long. They are very, very huge. On the land also we have so many hills which are very huge. They are also wide and long of thousands of meters. Same like that, hills and mountains are present under the ocean also. Peaks of some of the submerged hills come above the sea level. So sometimes the peaks are seen above the water, a very little part of it. But below that, it is a huge mountain. From up, we can see only the tip of that mountain. And we might think that it is a small rock, but in real, it is a submerged hill. They are visible to us as marine islands. Iceland in the Atlantic Ocean is one example of that. Even Andaman Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal are the examples of submerged hills and mountains. Next topic is marine deeps and marine trenches. On the ocean bed, there are some landforms which are deep, narrow, and steep. They are called marine deeps or trenches. Generally, the shallower ones are called marine deeps, while deeper ones and extending for longer distance are called trenches. The trenches are thousands of meters deep from the sea level. The marine trench in the Pacific Ocean is the deepest trench in the world. Its depth is around 11,034 meters. The mid-oceanic submerged hills and marine trenches are geologically the most active areas of the oceanic bed in the world. There are many active volcanoes here. These areas are also earthquake-prone areas. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occurring in the ocean bed give rise to tsunamis in the nearby coastal areas. So students, due to the movements taking place inside the earth, a vibration is created and it gives rise to earthquakes. So these marine trenches are the areas of earthquakes which gives rise to tsunamis. Marine deposition. The marine beds are the deep parts of the world in respective regions. Hence, various deposits are found in these parts. Pebbles, clay, soil, etc. brought by rivers, glaciers, etc. from the continents. The deposition occurs mainly on the continental shelf. These are called marine deposits. Lava and ash erupting out of volcanic eruptions is also found here. Fine soil particles are deposited on a large scale. Remains of marine plants and animals are mixed in these deposits. This mixture is made up of fine particles and lies in the form of fine clay. This is around 30% of the deposits. These are called marine oozes. Sedimentary rocks are formed due to the depositing of layers over layers of the sediments and the pressure of sea water. So due to the deposition of the marine, big mountains are also formed. One of the example is sedimentary mountain, sedimentary rocks. Besides, some human-induced material is also found here. This includes sewage, solid waste, radioactive material, waste chemicals, plastics, etc. These wastes prove hazardous to the hydrosphere. These materials are extremely harmful to the marine life and its environment. Though the polluting components are less, their nuisance value is more. So children, we all know the world above the water because majority of the time of our life we stay on land. We know how it is. A beautiful world is present above the land. There is life present on the land. Same way, there is life under the water also. There is also a very beautiful world present. There are living creatures, but due to human actions, humans are polluting the water, and those marine plants and animals have to face the consequences. They are getting affected through the harmful chemicals. We must take care of the environment present on the land and also below the water. Students, we shall stop here for today. Question answers will be given to you. Thank you and have a nice day.